Hello, hello. I am Samara Garth coming to you as your trusted hairstylist and hair guide. I have started a conversation series called Hot Comb Chronicles in anticipation of my return to the salon world this fall in Texas. I will be opening a luxury hair and scalp retreat by the name of Rooted in Dallas, also known as a head spa, the wonderful viral massaging bed and waterfall situation will soon be yours to partake in. Along with these conversations, I will be introducing myself and my hair journey and interviewing people along the way that have been very impactful. Every salon has stories, and mine did not waver from that at all. Because of my stellar resume that predates most modern computers, I have a wealth of experience, knowledge, and of course, stories to go with it. My return to the salon world is really a lot of it is in the fact that I miss the fellowship of the salon. I miss serving Black women specifically, and I miss the environment. I miss the environment that's created within that space. So really excited to be coming back. Really excited to be connecting with my friends, family, and clients that have became family. And I'm really excited for my guest today. One of my great friends started out as a client. She's now in the hair world. Quia Querisma. Quia loves hair. Quia does hair in Dallas, Texas. And I'm going to go ahead and bring her in so we could get into a little more of Quia because it's really exciting. Hi,
What's
Quia.
up? How are you?
Um, I'm great. Okay, so now I get to go into my intro for you a little bit deeper. So, Quia, carefree attitude, free spirit, love it, love it, love it. A creative, um, a woman of many hats. She is also a DJ. She can be seen playing sets at House of Blues Frito Lay. Do you do the Frito Lay every year?
Yeah, for
Um,
this month.
Wonderful writer, wonderful hairstylist, of course. You see her in her world, in her mix, in her passion as we speak. We got the beautiful mannequin in the background. Um, Kia started coming to me to get her hair done. Ooh, I didn't think of the year, but let's say about oh
2004.
6 ish. You said oh 04?
That's when I
Oh
started.
wow, love it.
Mhm.
So Kia will grow her hair out, cut it all off. Loved her pixie cuts. Love, love, love the pixie cuts. The One of the things that I really loved when you came to get your hair done was the freedom that you gave me. You would just show me a picture or say, just make it short, make it cute, do that. Like, I don't think your hair can be messed up. Has anyone ever messed up your hair?
Actually, no.
I don't think so. Like, you don't have mess upable hair. It does what you want it to. It's thick, it's lovely. So it was a wonderful palette, and it was a wonderful um, opportunity for me to be creative and for me to just do my thing. So I appreciate you for trusting me as your stylist and giving me that leeway to have the creativity that all stylists love to have. And you also came from the world of Tom Joyner when you first started coming to me. Sidebar, I used to say, hey, if Tom would put a shampoo bowl in that office, might be a little more productive. It would be hilarious because one person would come in the after or in the morning and be like, hey, don't tell so this. Somebody else would come in the afternoon. So I thoroughly love the Tom Joyner days. I love everyone that I connected with there. We're all still wonderful friends. So connection is a big part of hair. And that is something that is very meaningful to me. When one would ask me who I am, I'm going to say I'm a connector, I'm a creator, and I'm a catalyst.
Okay.
Connection is everything. I am very convinced that that is probably about 99% of the reason that we are here as human beings for healthy connections. So before we get into all the nitty gritty, what are your thoughts on connection in hair and how hair has helped you connect?
Well, I too have started thinking of myself as a connector, which is, I never really thought about it like that, but I have been on the internet since 1996. So I have gotten very, very good at building community online. I want to say this is my second official career, but like I've had three very distinct uh, work paths in my life, and I have industry specific friends. So I'm absolutely a connector, much like yourself. And then as far as hair, um, doing hair allows for professional connection, but actually person to person connection. I may change my mind later in the process, but I'm not really into competitive art making. Like I'll enter a hair competition. I
Right.
like the people aspect of it. I like engaging with my clients every day. And I feel very, very lucky to say that I don't have any clients I don't like.
That's
Um,
real.
that
Yeah,
is very
that's real.
real. I have some that are high maintenance, a couple that are stone crazy, but no one is unpleasant. And
Yeah.
I'm always happy to see them. So,
You know what? That reminds me of something that Jerry was our basic training instructor. Sidebar, Kia and I both received our cosmetology training at Tony and Guy in Dallas, Texas. The best training, by the way, in my opinion. Um, One thing that Jerry said, I think on the second day of class, or it might have, at any rate, you always get the clients you deserve. And
oh,
that has always stuck with me, and for better or for worse. And basically, you attract what you are. That's what he was saying. If you attract someone with the same personality you have. If you're a tight tipper, guess what your clients gonna be? Tight tippers, you know? And it's funny because when he said that, he told us to look around at stylists that were with their clients, and you could almost see how they just had that magnetic draw to them. So I love that, and I think that has a lot to do with our personalities, and I'm gonna say our beautiful personalities. So yeah, love the connection. So can you share with us your experience of getting your hair done at Salon Samara in Dallas, Texas, back in the day when you would have that regular appointment?
listen, I tell you, I was in there every 6 weeks like clockwork.
Clockwork.
I did not miss my appointments. I was like, when I decided I needed Saturdays, I was pre booking 6 weeks out. And it's funny because I remember sometimes I'd be like, why are the appointments so long? But now that I'm in the industry, 3 hours is an absolutely reasonable amount of time for a relaxer retouch, a haircut, and a style. That's
Yeah.
absolutely a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, and you can't cut down that dryer part, so that's like a solid 45 minutes off the top. Yeah.
Exactly. And so, but aside from that, I just loved coming in there and hanging out with you. And yeah, more often than not, I know what I wanted to do. I just knew that I had a fro at the back of my neck, and, and we needed to get my hair shorter because if my hair gets too long, I feel like my brain can't breathe. And we have a couple of candids. We took some selfies in the salon. I have multiple profile photos that are like fresh from your shop. My favorite is the one with my Gucci shades with that crispy line.
I am so like OCD about a proper line, and I think that's where it started. I'm starting to notice a little bit of my OCDness and how it crosses over the hair. So there you go, guys.
Listen, you could you could cut glass with that line. It was fantastic. And just I always got compliments on my short hair. And, I'd never tried to bleach my hair on my own. And now knowing what I do now about the chemistry, I'm glad I didn't try it because you would have cursed me out.
I don't understand how people color their hair at home, especially a high level, and it comes out great and they still have hair. I'm amazed. It's not as easy as it looks.
I have a client coming this week for a tint back, and she's like a level 9 blonde, and she did it herself, and she does not have any banding. I'm like,
Good for her.
you've missed your calling, sis.
She did. Absolutely. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and like she grew it out from this short, and it's like full length now.
Good for her. Wow.
Yep.
Um, what you went from short to long several times. What
Mhm.
was in your decision to grow it out when you did? And then what was in your decision to cut it off?
Okay, so my very first time getting a pixie cut was when I was 14. I saw Halle Berry in Strictly Business, and I was like, "Yep, that's it. That's my look." And
Yeah.
I beat my mom down, wore her down until she let me get my hair cut like that. And yeah, and sometimes it was a little mushroomy, but like, you have to be brave enough to suck at something before you get
Yes.
any good. And
Yes.
so that was my look for a while. And there were like gaps in between, like when I first moved here and then like college, where I didn't have a regular hairstylist. And then, like, if you think about the 90s, like if your stylist moved shops, unless she told you, you didn't know until you called up there.
Wow,
And
that's very true.
uh-huh,
Wow. When you called the landline up there, not her personal phone, because that didn't
that's
exist.
correct. You called the landline to the shop.
Wow.
And I had one stylist that moved twice, and I was just like, I'm tired of having to track her down. So I went to Regis
Ooh,
Hair Cutters
ooh,
at
ouch. Ouch.
I was a senior in high school, and I found the one black lady in there and was like, "Can you cut my hair like this?" And she said yes.
Wow.
And
Okay, Regis.
she did my hair for my senior photos, and I think it still looks cute. I got
Wow.
lucky.
Hey. That
So
yeah, you got lucky.
I have not had bad hair. I did have a press that just ended up looking like clouds once because
Oh
she didn't
wow.
know what she was doing. But I
Oh
mean,
wow.
it wasn't bad. It just wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah, it took her 3 hours, and it was like they comped it for me because they knew it took too damn long.
So
You-
would that be categorized as one of your worst hair experiences? What's
No,
your worst hair experience?
I was very young. We still lived in New York, and we used to go to this Dominican shop called Fina's. And that was another one. It was an all day affair.
The
Uh,
Dominicans.
oh yeah, because they leave you to try to die.
Yeah.
But I guess she had a junior stylist do my hair, and she turned me around, and I saw it and busted out crying.
No, when you cried? Oh,
I
that
like
hurts.
ugly cried. I
That
was
hurts.
10.
Oh
Just to give
yes.
y'all some context. And
Wow.
so, and I know this because of where we lived. And
Hmm.
so the owner came over and she's like, "What's wrong, Mama? You don't like it?" And I was like, "No."
No, none of it. Because was it lots of volume?
I don't even remember, but it was
It
it was
just
ugly. It was ugly. And the owner came over and fixed it. And when I tell you the smile took over my whole face, I was like, "Thank you so
oh
much."
yeah.
And
Wow.
yes, that was my worst experience. But even looking back on that, it even though like most people are scared to cry in the chair because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings,
Yeah.
I appreciate that I still had it in me to articulate that I didn't like it.
That, yes.
Because I deal with adults that are scared to speak up at the salon. You were paying
Yeah.
for a service. If you don't
Yeah.
like it, say something.
Yeah. I
Because
haven't spoke up in the salon before. I wasn't paying, and that was a part of why I didn't, but I paid for it with my hair. Yeah.
right, you had to fight with it. It didn't look right, this, that, and the other. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So to answer your question, so grew it out, cut it off, grew it out, cut it off. When I first met you, my hair was short. And then I got a job at Reach. And I looked around at all the fly black ladies who worked there. And I was like, everybody
RBGs.
looks so nice. I bet you they think I'm bald headed because I can't grow
You
hair.
did say that. I remember that being the reason that you grew it out. You said, I bet they think I'm bald head. Nope, that is correct. Yes.
Grew it back out full length over the course of a year and a
Yeah,
half. And then there was a theme party. We had to come as our celebrity doppelgangers. Mine was Melinda Williams, another cute brown girl with a pixie. And I cut all my hair
absolutely.
back off. And people were appalled. They like, "You cut it off for the
Yeah,
party?" And I was like, "No, I cut it off because that's my look. I just wanted y'all to see I have hair."
I love it. That
And
I'm
The
Go
second
ahead.
time I grew it out is when you retired because I didn't want anybody else to cut my pixie.
Aw, I've got your pixie again.
But then I gotta grow it out to a pixie. I'm gonna look
I
like
know.
unkempt
Yeah,
son.
yeah, that's easy. That is easy. So who did your hair growing up? Did your mom do your hair?
Yeah, my mom did my hair. And then we would go to Fina's sometimes. I remember distinctly one time, I guess we couldn't get in there, and it was the Jet Set Salon. It was a black salon. We had never been there before. And she, dropped me off there to get, I guess, like a wash and style or whatever. I was in there all day. The lady kept burning me. And I'm sure my hair looked fine, but I remember I told my mom, I was like, please don't ever bring me back there.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was not a child to protest. I was very much a rule follower. If this was what you gave me, I took it. But the fact that I spoke up, my mom was like, okay. And she never took me back. Um, let's see. And then my aunt used to try to do my hair as well at my grandma's house. And then looking back, I don't know why she would, because my mom would do my hair in a way that like it lasted for a couple of days.
yeah,
And my mom was a teenager at the time, so I think she was doing my hair just to do it. But
yeah,
then, like, she was like mad aggressive. She's the one that started brushing at your eyebrows and would
yeah.
look at me for being tender-headed. And I was like, what do
You
that
should.
mean, first of
Right,
all? And
right.
then also, her brother did better anyway. I didn't like it when she did my hair. It was ugly. She would always give me dookie braids.
Oh,
And
that was that phase. I remember.
uh-huh. And then that stayed with me. And some of the most common feedback I get is like, even from tender-headed people. One woman told me last week, this is the most gentle blow dry I've ever gotten. Because I was
Yes.
like, I don't need to abuse you to do
Yeah.
your hair. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm just treating you the way that I wish my aunt treated me because she did my hair like she hated me. And I know she did it, but she should have just
Yeah.
let her brother do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, from there, I did my own hair, in between, like, I think it was probably like what, every like 2 months or something, my mom would like give me money so I can go get my pixie touched up. And I would just kind of work with it in between then. And then,
Okay.
yeah, so see my stylist and then I'd maintain it in between.
I like it. I'm noticing a few things. One, we wore our mamas down about our hair. Um, all of us, I'm learning.
Mhm.
Um, I'm learning that a lot of us have a little bit of hair trauma. A lot of black women, an unpleasant experience, something. And definitely in our case, it definitely lit a fire under us to give people what we didn't get.
Yeah.
Because I don't, I've had people say, man, I can't even tell you're combing or brushing my hair. You shouldn't. Like
Right.
that's, you really shouldn't. So I'm real big on giving people what I would want. Um, so yeah, I feel that. Something else I noticed, and I want to ask you. You said you didn't protest as a child.
Mhm.
However, you were very. Um, it seems like you weren't afraid to speak up. You weren't afraid to have a voice. Was that something natural to you, or was that something instilled in you and encouraged? Like, just is that the way your mom rolled? Because I think you were a lot more vocal and than a lot of kids.
It's a little column A, a little column B. So my mom was really good about making sure I felt confident speaking to adults.
Mm,
Especially being a New Yorker, you speak to be heard. If I can't hear you, then like you're not going to get what you want. Um, but by contrast, I was by default, I was always afraid to speak up, but it was just like I kind of had to push myself into it. Like if I for real was not feeling this, I'm not leaving looking crazy. Like no.
yeah.
And that would take a lot out of me emotionally to
Mhm.
speak up in protest, but I wasn't gonna let them make me look crazy. I mean,
That's awesome.
what it is.
That's awesome. I wish a lot of us had that push when we were younger. I think there's a lot of people out there. trying to overcome that and speak up a little louder. Present company included. I know people be like, "Oh my gosh, you yell me," so that means y'all gonna hear me a little more, a little louder.
I encourage, I understand, especially with a lot of my Gen Z clients about social anxiety. So I will proactively ask them, do is this what you like? Let's dry the front so you can get a look at the color. Do you want it lighter? Do you want it darker? How do you feel about it? Because I feel like if I lead them with questions, it's easier to respond than to speak up and say, hey, I'm not feeling this. And
Yeah,
I'm glad I do, because one of my regulars, we do her hair copper. And the first time I did it, it was darker than she wanted. And so she's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. And I was like, I don't know why y'all don't think we know that y'all are looking at your hair in the bathroom. But
yeah.
she told me when she came back, and I just read it all over her face. I said, is it too dark? And she was like, and she said, I was in
Oh,
the bathroom practicing how to tell you.
wow. Yeah.
I was like, Quincy, it's
Just
okay.
say it like it's okay. Yeah. Wow. I used to lead, especially with new clients. I would lead with what don't you like? Like if you don't wear your hair down, part it down the middle, don't want a part period, tell me what you absolutely don't want. Let's get that out the way first.
I
So
like
yeah, yeah, you got to be in tune with what your client wants. Like it's their service, their hair. Consult with them. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Um, all right, now let's go through some fun questions. If you were to have, um, what would be your dream? What's your dream client? Or give me your top, let's say top three dream clients, or
Oh,
two, or one.
let's see. We'll give top two, and it's not what people would think. I'd actually like to do your hair because you
Oh
said
wow,
my neighbor washes your hair, right? And
that signed up,
I would like to try.
signed up. Yes, please.
And then also Tayana Parrish. She's an actress. She actually just came out with an extension line called Bloom, and she has the best natural hair. She looks like an illustration. She looks like a Disney princess. Just beautiful chocolate skin, big smile, and just fantastic natural hair that she like pins in fun updos and afro puffs and big voluminous ponytail. So yeah, I would love to do Tayana Parrish's hair.
Tiana Parrish. Okay, I love that.
Mhm.
If